Good evening. It is Lockdown Friday here in Colindale in North London, probably the first lockdown Friday of many. So strap yourselves in and stay at home. And I'm going to talk a little bit about mental health today, because there's obviously been such a focus on physical health and all of the symptoms that we should be looking out for and stuff. But actually, there's been quite a focus for a lot of people on mental health. There's a lot of emails going around about how can you look after your mental health, advertisements, articles, news articles, because I think people have realised that actually now that everybody is stuck inside for weeks, maybe separated from loved ones, separated from their day-to-day routine, all of those things that kind of keep us calm and sane, maybe we're increasingly anxious about loved ones, anxious about getting ill, that's actually going to potentially harm our mental health, make us a little bit more anxious, or those of us like me who are prone to conditions like depression might find that they get exacerbated by them. One of my friends did say that actually she's never been anxious about anything, and she wasn't particularly anxious about coronavirus. Then she started getting all these emails at work over the last couple of weeks saying, "Are you anxious?" And suddenly she's anxious because they've kind of implied that she should be anxious, and now she's anxious. That was a bit counterproductive. But I suffer from depression, and so I take I promise I'm not being paid by sort of big pharma to show you these, but I take antidepressants, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to function, I wouldn't say normally, because I'm not sure what normal is, but I wouldn't be able to function in the way that I like to function, which is this is how I choose to be. But I take antidepressants, and I personally, and this is controversial, I personally think antidepressants are really good. A lot of people are really anti. Every now and then you get one of these kind of self-proclaimed experts that will write an article in the newspaper that will say things like, you don't need to take antidepressants, you just need to choose to be happy. And people read them and go, oh my God, he's found, the meaning of life. And I mean, if only that was the case, that we could cure coronavirus that way, couldn't we? Just choose not to have a lung infection. But anyway, I take medication. Some people do talking therapies, some people do both, some people do a whole range of things. But one of the things that is quite disconcerting if you're thinking of going on them when you go on antidepressants is all of the side effects that you get warned about. Antidepressants come with this massive, it's like a small book of all the terrible things that can happen to you, because depression alone is not good enough. You want to be, throwing up and all of that on top of it. And the ones that I was on before had two side effects that just basically amused me. So I thought I would share this with you because, let's face it, none of us are going anywhere. One of them was extreme sweating. I like the use of the word extreme because it kind of sounds like it's kind of competitive perspiration. Maybe somebody's made a TV show out of it or something like that. Extreme sweating. And the other one was excess wind. Now, I like the idea of excess wind because it kind of implies that there's a level of flatulence to which all of us should sort of be aspiring. But then you kind of cross the line if you take these antidepressants. It just takes you to an unacceptable level of wind, excess wind. I think the clincher for me was the fact that this particular antidepressant was prescribed for, amongst other things, social anxiety. And I can't help thinking that if you suffer from social anxiety, taking something that is going to make you sweat and fart copiously is probably not going to increase your confidence in social settings. I think maybe a better cure for that might be locking yourself in your home for 12 weeks. So good luck with the next 11. Enjoy your weekend.